Kids, I'm going to tell you an incredible story. The story of how I married your mother.
Are we being punished for something?
Unlike the popular CBS show with a similar theme, it'll only take me a few minutes to get to the good part. In the winter of 2013, 11 months after I legendarily asked your mother to marry me, we asked our closest friends and family to join us at the Royal Crest Room in St. Cloud, Florida. We promised them good times, sunshine, and an open bar.
Big surprise.
Okay, where was I? Oh, right. To understand how great the day was, you have to know the people who were involved. Let's start with the flower girl and ring bearer who stole everyone's hearts. Your cousins, Becca and Alex Rogers, never miss a good time, and our wedding was no exception. They flew in with their parents, Jess and Jeff, all the way from their home in Virginia. We were lucky Becca was able to squeeze us into her busy cheerleading schedule. The ring bearer, Alex, usually liked to play soccer, but he put that on hold for our big day. It's a good thing we booked them early. You remember Parker Ellis, right? My number 5? He stood up his spot in my lineup when he put me as the last groomsman in his wedding. Not like I hold grudges or anything. Anyway, Parker and I were fraternity brothers at the University of Florida, though we spent more time gambling and playing video games than at the fraternity house. We took our first step into the real world together and started at Raymond James Financial on the same day. We've been living the South Tampa life ever since. Sam Aspinwall, the godfather of the group, was next in the list. You probably heard him tell some of his crazy stories about racing motorcycles in the desert or his lacrosse playing days. Those were a long time ago. The birth of his son Anderson calmed him down a bit, but you can still regularly find him in a CrossFit gym, at a shooting range, or doing any other activity that a sane person would normally shy away from. You know how everyone has that person that they drunk wrestle with on the floor of their boss's apartment 3 weeks into their employment? Well, that person for me was Tom Layton. Tom and his wife Lauren, who you'll hear more about later, welcomed us to Tampa. Tom and I did a lot of crazy things together. We ran the Tough Mudder, worked out until we threw up, drank a lot of drinks, and even invented dock tackling. Trust me, you do not want to dock tackle. Along those same lines, you should probably avoid playing parking lot football, which is what I grew up doing with my co-best men, Doug Parvis and Chris Bathon. That is, when we weren't rocking out to musicals at Redeemer Youth Group.
Someone was weary, but the world was sleepy, and a dream will do.
Kids, you know how we go to Rehoboth Beach every year? Well, that tradition started with Doug, Chris, and me when we were 15, and we haven't missed a summer since. Your Uncle Chris and I didn't always see eye to eye. He is 6'5" after all. But when it comes to skiing, football, Ravens, Baltimore, or any of the other millions things we have in common, then we're always on the same page. Even though there are many miles separating us, whether he was in North Carolina, Utah, or DC, we never missed a beat. If you ever have a question about fantasy football, politics, music, or how to wear skinny jeans and dress like a hipster, then Chris is definitely your guy. My other best man, Doug Parvis, who ran for office in 2020, has one of those infectious personalities, and he never lets the truth get in the way of a good story. He'll give you the shirt off his back. Trust me, I acquired quite a collection, and you can always count on him to entertain a room. When you get a chance, ask him about the time they took tequila shots with Prince Harry, or the time he hired a band to play at a house party in a 400 square foot apartment in Manhattan. Kids, it's fair to say I was extremely lucky to have these guys beside me on that special day that I married your mother. But that luck paled in comparison to how lucky I have felt to met your mother. Have I ever told you that story?
Why does he even ask?
Well, maybe that's one for when you get older. But let's just say I'm extremely happy I went on spring break '06. Every day since then has been better than the next, and I have your mother to thank for that. Well, since you already know who your mother is, we don't really need to drag this out like Ted does. So I'll get her to tell the rest of the story for you. Elise! Come tell the kids about the best day of your life.
You mean the day the Ravens won the Super Bowl?
No, the week after that.
Oh, you mean our wedding day? I got it. I'm sure your father told you some great stories about him and his friends, and some of them might actually have been true. But let me tell you about the bridesmaids. You remember that crazy guy Tom that your dad was talking about? Well, his better half, Lauren Layton, was the first person to make me feel like Tampa was home. Whether visiting the springs or the lake house, being die-hard Twilighters, dancing the night away, or just sitting on the couch, we always had a blast. In October of 2011, Lauren and Tommy welcomed their first son, Dominic, and at our wedding, we were looking forward to the birth of their second son, Julian, a few months later. Someday I will have to tell her boys about the night we played the bells. Then again, maybe I will just say that they are lucky to have an awesome mom and I am lucky to have an amazing friend. Michelle Walsh was running the Gasparilla race with me that legendary day your father proposed. Come to think of it, she and I have a lot of great memories. We biked to the San Francisco Bridge, fiesta'd in Miami, partied in Vegas, grooved on Bourbon Street, and have spent the equivalent of many years running on Bayshore. Michelle is always there to grab a beer, share a cup of queso, play a friendly game of catchphrase, and just have a good time. Then there's Megan Buck. You know her. We worked together, lived together, worked out together, volunteered together, traveled together, and most importantly, had fun together. Basically, we were together a lot. If it wasn't for your father, we likely would have become those crazy old ladies with a lot of dogs walking Bayshore all day and watching Real Housewives at night. Although, let's be honest, that will probably still happen, and it would be awesome. You know how they say the best thing about sisters is that they make the best friends? Well, I am blessed to have two. Your Aunt Brienne was my maid of honor, and your Auntie Kristen my matron of honor. Now we all know your Aunt Brienne has skills. Her sewing prowess, dancing expertise, jewelry making ability, and a mean Scrabble game. As the oldest of the Nelson girls, she forged the way ahead and fought some hard battles, like for approval to get our ears pierced, wear our hair down, get me a refund on some lackluster sourdough bread. Just always remember, if you need strength, encouragement, or to make something happen, call up your Auntie Brienne. As the matron of honor, your Auntie Kristen was everywhere. Her craftiness was evident in all the wedding details. She tore up the dance floor, and if there was a group of people having a good time, it was certain she was in the middle of it. Your Auntie Kristen and Uncle Ryan were expecting their first child, Mallory Elizabeth, in late May of 2013, and we could not have been more excited. At our wedding, the one place you did not find her was in the bar line. Okay, maybe she was once or twice, but it was just to get a drink for me. I may be biased, but I think I had the best bridal party ever. Between the 5 ladies and the 2 babies on the way, I felt the love and support very few people are lucky enough to receive. But then again, I knew I was a lucky girl the day I met your father. All in all, February 9th, 2013 was one incredible night, and sharing it with our family and friends made it a night we would never forget.
Wait, where are you going?
We're gonna go watch TV.
I found a video of us before we came to Mr. and the Mrs. Enjoy.
I feel so close to you right now, it's a force field. I wear my heart up on my sleeve like a big deal. Your love pours down on me, surround me like a waterfall. And there's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
Feel about normal having the video camera on us again?
Yeah, feels about right. I missed it.
Feels like nothing's changed. I'm very happy we got the answer we were looking for, and that was yes. A lot of hard work went into this today. This day for everybody. I mean, Elise did her part. She did run the 9.3 miles to get to me where I needed her to be. So I do appreciate that, Elise. Thank you. But past that, you know, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work. Start on Tuesday. I'll think back. So first, I have to thank the Laytons. They're a very, very big part.
We're excited.
$1,500
She says yes.
to Brianna Whaley on the
But then most importantly, it goes to both of our families. Elise's for surprising her and being here. I'm so happy that we're making a short notice. And right, thank you everybody for helping out.
Oh my gosh. All right, you ready? I'm like gonna cry.
And my family was instrumental in this happening. From the inception of the idea to the gluing of the signs the night before.
How was putting the signs together last night, Al?
Well, we had a few problems. There's a couple wrinkles.
She's gonna cry. She's gonna be so excited. She's gonna be exhausted from the run. All the blood's gonna be in her feet. She's gonna look in Chase's eyes. She's gonna faint.
When I drop Elise off this morning, the last thing I say to her is, Elise, this is going to sound a little weird, but you're going to have to be on the left side at the finish line. I'll be waiting for you. Just make sure you're on the left side. So we come to get Elise today, and she's on the right side. I had her run across, almost knock out a few falling runners, because they have all these people with lactic acid. Yeah, I was a little worried for some people's health, but I wasn't letting them get in my way. So almost knocked a few people over, but you know what? We made it, got over to her.
Oh my God, stop,
I've loved you since the moment I met you.
Chase.
Please, I want to know.
Come on.
Even though I did have to ask her for clarification. Wait, what was your answer?
Come on.
What's going on at the
Will you
finish
marry me?
line?
Yes.
What?
And I believe
Can we go? Oh my God. Really funny.
Rosemary, and she says yes.
Oh my God.
For what better place than to announce their engagement, Elise Nelson and Chase O'Malley.
Apparently, the Tampa Trib and News Channel 8 are vying for a piece of our story.
Let's get you guys' names first.
Okay.
I'm Chase. This is my fiance, Elise Nelson.
What do you think about him going through all this trouble to do it out here in front of all these people?
Very excited.
What about the future together?
Very excited.
Promising.
At least I know you're out of breath.
I'm speechless.
Hi! We are just so excited. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait.
Mom?
Hey, what a day. What a day. Elise was speechless. I was speechless. It was great.
She gets it on.
She does.
Tell us about the best men.
Doug and Chris are the winners, provided there's anything too stupid between now and then. And then Elise has two sisters, so you know what? It's a 2-2, so we'll have. The math works out. The numbers work out.
Did you say they're wearing tutus?
Next question, please. Anyone have a better question than that?
There's no stopping us right now. I can't win, I can't reign, I will never win this game without you, without you, without you, without you, without you. I am lost, I am vain, I will never be the same without you, without you, without you, without you, without you. I am lost, I am vain, I will never be the same without you, without you, without you, without you, without you.
All right, I think on that note, we're done.